Okay, hey everybody, my name is Alanis. Thank you for tuning into my channel. So today I'm going to talk about why I'm so small and just a kind of experience I've been having for the past couple weeks. So yeah, at my 34-week checkup, you know, my doctor measured me and she said I was measuring small, you know, with my belly. Like, oh, you look a little small. So she set me up an ultrasound later that week. And so that was at 34 weeks and 5 days is when they did the ultrasound. And so at the ultrasound, you know, she just checked me. She didn't really say anything to me because she didn't want to say nothing out of place, I guess. But she did the ultrasound and, you know, just talking to me about the baby and everything like that. So later that day, which was unexpected, my doctor called me and she was like, you know, your baby is measuring small. It might be because of, you know, the placenta, or because I'm small, or, you know, things like that. And she wanted me to not stress and, you know, eat as healthy as I can for, you know, the next few weeks. But she'll be setting up appointments for me until I deliver, or until my due date, to make sure that I'm good. And so that's when she introduced to me the non-stress test, the biophysical profile, BPP is what they call it. And then I'll be having weekly ultrasounds with the high-risk doctors or whatever. So this was all new to me. I'm like, oh wow, you know, I cried. I'm just like, you know, what's going on? I hope nothing's wrong with my baby. I was worried. I'm like, is it because I didn't eat enough? And, you know, at this point I'm 34 weeks. So I'm like, you know, why is it just now being discovered that she's small? Like, you know, I don't know. That was kind of weird to me. So I waited for my boyfriend to get off of work. So that was at 5 o'clock. He gets off at midnight. So that was a long wait for me. But, you know, and I talked to him about it. And, you know, of course that hurt him. And he's worried about the baby and everything like that. You know, just a really emotional experience. You know, being told that your baby is small, and, you know, we looking it up on Google, like, what is this, you know, growth restriction thing. You know, and through research I found out that it's called IUGR, which is intrauterine growth restriction. So that's basically for babies who measure under the 10th percentile, which means that 90% of babies are bigger than your baby, or at that point in time is bigger than your baby. So my baby was in the 5th percentile. So 95% of babies, you know, that's in her gestational age, 34 weeks, is bigger than her. At that time my baby weighed 4 pounds. I'm looking at this thing she printed me off. You can't really see it, but she weighed 4 pounds 6 ounces. I know, which wasn't too bad for me. Like, you know, I would be worried if she was like 3 pounds or something, but 4 pounds, I was like, okay, that's not too bad. Not as bad as I thought. But okay, so that was 2 weeks ago. Earlier this week I had to set up an appointment with my OB for a checkup because I missed one appointment, which was a group appointment, and I had to go to Flint or whatever. But yeah, on the phone, the lady, she was talking about like appointments I had to make, and I had to make these appointments. So I was like, okay, fine. But I had to make an appointment for cervical ripening. And I'm like, sis, what is cervical ripening? Why do I have to make appointments for that? And she was saying because, you know, you're being induced on the 25th. And so that's in preparation for that. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, that's 1 week earlier than my due date. That's not bad. But at the same time, you know, nobody told me this. Maybe because I missed the appointment and I shouldn't have missed the appointment. But nobody told me I was scheduled for an induction. And so that's how that was brought up to me. And so I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but okay. You know, and I set up these appointments. And so I had another ultrasound yesterday, and that was for my biophysical profile. And at that ultrasound, they basically seen like, or they checked the fluid of the baby, or the fluid surrounding the baby. They checked baby movement, baby breathing, or is practice breathing in the womb, and a couple other things. And so that basically, you know, lets the doctors know that, or it lets the doctor know that your baby is doing okay if he or she passes the biophysical profile. And so, and that went fine. It was just, you know, it took her forever to feel the baby, to see the baby breathing or doing a practice breathing. But other than that, you know, she was moving good, you know, everything looked good. So later that day, you know, I got another call from my doctor, which I was not expecting for some reason, but she had the results from the ultrasound, and I guess she talked to the high-risk doctor. And so she was saying that, you know, the baby is still, you know, small, of course. The baby grew, and I forgot how she was going by grams, and I forgot to keep the number in my head. You know, I think it was like 2,100 grams or 2,900 grams. I am not sure, but yeah. So she told me the baby grew from last time, but that she's now in the 4th percentile for her gestational age. So I'm like, what? Man, I've been eating eggs, drinking insurance, like, okay, but okay, I digress. Like, okay, she's small, she's in the 4th percentile now, that's crazy. But then she started talking about my placenta and how I have placental thickening, and there is not a lot on the internet about that, like, and she didn't really know how to explain it, so it's just like, you know, I couldn't look it up. I don't even know what this thing is, but I did see some scary stuff relating to placenta previa, which is where the placenta is blocking the cervix. And yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about that because that's a whole lot that I hope I don't have. But she said I have placental thickening basically, and that's why the baby isn't getting its nutrition and everything like that. And so she sounded kind of worried about that, and basically was saying that the high-risk doctor, you know, I had to meet the high-risk doctor, so we set up an appointment for that, and that because that's the case, I might have to be induced earlier. Now, mind you, I don't, you know, like the idea of being induced, you know, just because it's a lot of complications that come with that, and I don't want to have a C-section, and that, you know, it gives you a higher risk of it gives you a higher risk of having a C-section, or puts you at a higher risk for having a C-section, and I'm definitely not about that. So yeah, so she was saying that the high-risk doctor, she's not sure, but he might recommend that I get an induction earlier than the 38 weeks that I was scheduled at. And so basically, she was saying that I might have to be induced earlier than my induction date that she scheduled for the 25th of January at 4 p.m. And so she was saying that it could be, she might, or before that, she was saying that the doctor might recommend, she's not sure, but that the doctor might recommend that I be induced this Friday coming up, or the Friday after that. And so I'm like, what? Like, because at this point, that's a week from now. Like, you know, that's really, really crazy to think about having a baby a week from now. I mean, it is getting close to that time anyways, but, you know, to hear her say that, and she was, you know, she wasn't sure, of course, because I have to still meet with the doctor on Tuesday and see what's going on. But she was saying at this point, the baby might do better outside the womb than inside the womb. So I'm not really sure, but that's I'm gonna make this update, a 36-week update, and that's all the stuff that I found out about IUGR and, you know, everything like that. And I've been going to these non-stress tests, which have, you know, been okay, and the biophysical profiles, they've been okay. And then having my baby being diagnosed with IUGR, that's scary. You know, I kind of put fault in myself, because I'm like, you know, is it that I wasn't eating as much as I should have? Like, you know, what was it? But I mean, there's not really a lot out there about IUGR either, which is why I decided to make this video. And I mean, my mom too, she was like, I should make a video about it, to create awareness about it and just put my experience out there. And so while I'm still living through this experience and it's really scary, I just kind of wanted to put a video up about it and talk about it and everything like that, because there can never, you know, be enough information out there, and there's not too much information out there, you know, as I continue to do my own research. But yeah, so I don't know, so I'll give you guys an update once I meet with the doctor on Tuesday. I might vlog that day. I don't know, I got like 3 appointments that day and then a class later on that day, so that'll be a good day to vlog. But you know, I might do that. I'll let you guys know, or you'll know because I'll put up a video. But I might do that, you know, we'll see. But I'll definitely update you guys on the situation, the IUGR situation, and the placental thickening, and how they decide to handle that, you know, with the induction being sooner or later, and how I'm going to prepare for that. So it's just a lot. Like, this is scary. But we'll see. But I have faith. I have a lot of faith, actually. I'm just ready for her to come, so I can just hold her and love on her, and, you know, give her everything, and just stare at her at night while she's sleeping. I just really, I just want her to come, like, man, not rushing her, because I want her to be healthy as possible. But I'm ready for this situation to be over, because it's very worrisome. So yeah, but I'll let you guys know how. But yeah, I'll give you guys an update. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Subscribe for more content. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, so I forgot to do a belly shot for my 36 weeks. So here you guys go. This is a lazy belly shot. But there you go. And this is without the shirt.
So the front.